I want to share something with you that might be hard for you to hear. Shut up and listen. Shut up and listen. That's what I first heard in recovery meetings 40 years ago. Shut up and listen. That's what they always said. Because they considered me as a new person of maybe having 1 or 2 days of sobriety to not know anything. And that I didn't like. But they were right. Think back to when you heard someone say, shut up and listen. Maybe from a parent, maybe from a teacher, or something like that. And maybe you've heard it because you've been in treatment before, or you've been to meetings before, where people would say, just shut up and listen. That particular strategy, that particular tool of listening is helpful to sobriety. It's helpful to maintain sobriety. Let me tell you, step back for a second. Listen to this. We can hear things, most of us, but sometimes we don't listen. A lot of the time, we probably don't listen. And one of the main tools that someone has to have if they want to maintain sobriety is to begin to listen. Whether you want to or not important. Whether you like the person who's saying it, not important. Whether you like me or like me not, it's not important. The important thing is that you take suggestions, that you do something radically different than you were doing before. And that first thing is to be quiet or shut up and listen. So I'm not saying that to offend you. I'm not saying that to make you mad. I'm saying that is because that is the most important thing you can do early in sobriety. Because you might know a lot about addiction, about the habits, about what to do, what not to do, or whatever. But what you don't know is about sobriety. And some of you out here who've been going into DUI classes and having education around addiction, or some of y'all been to maybe a 28-day program or whatever, and all those times where you went or you did whatever you did, you didn't stay stopped. You went back to the drinking. You went back to the drugging. So you too don't really know about what sobriety is. So if you can have humility, which means in layman's terms, accepting that you don't know what you don't know, accepting that there are things that you don't know that others who have wisdom can help you with. That's the first step into, okay, I'm open to this. I'm open to listening. I'm open to taking some feedback or getting some suggestions. I'm open to doing something radically different. I don't like it. I don't like the person or people, but I'll shut up and I'll listen. Because see, when you shut up and listen, it gives you an opportunity to say, well, yes, I listened, I took suggestions, and they didn't work. But what usually happens is that the person doesn't listen, doesn't take the suggestions, and they try to say that it doesn't work, that they can't be sober, they can't do treatment, they can't do this, they can't do that, when they actually haven't given it a real good shot. They really haven't really allowed themselves fully to connect with whatever's going on. So I'm encouraging you to allow yourself to be quiet and listen. Allow yourself to be a sponge and absorb what's around you. Absorb in your meetings. Absorb in your counseling sessions. Absorb in your group process. And put those suggestions to practice. Because when you do that, your chances of sobriety being maintained increase. When you don't do that, your chances of sobriety at all decrease. And you know what? You don't have to listen to what I'm saying. Look at your own past track record and be honest now. You be honest. Have you maintained sobriety? Have you done that? If the answer is no, then it's time to be quiet and listen. Have you stayed stopped? If not, it's time to be quiet and time to listen. It's as simple as that. I mean, you can't go wrong. All you can do, though, is profit from listening, taking suggestions, and in the meantime, not picking up, maintaining your sobriety, and being on the road to recovery. Right? Makes sense. It makes sense. And so it might sound harsh. It might even feel harsh. But guess what? No matter how you feel, all right, no matter how you feel, no matter what your thoughts might be, you don't pick up, you be quiet, you listen, take suggestions. Simple as that. I almost guarantee you this, that if you do just that, you will be able to maintain sobriety. First step, don't pick up. Second step, be quiet and listen. Right? Just those two things. And think about it as one day at a time. Not forever right now, but think about it one day at a time. If for some of y'all, it'll be 1 hour at a time. That's fine. But this is the way for you to start your sobriety. This is a way for you to maintain and to practice this. You see, everything in sobriety is about practice. You have to apply it to your life. It's not like reading a how-to manual and then putting the manual back on the shelf and saying, okay, I read it, okay, no big deal. It's about reading how it works to be sober, or reading your literature, taking suggestions, not picking up, and listening. That's how you're going to maintain sobriety. So that's the initial step. These are the very basic steps. Because one of the things you do know is that you don't want to repeat the same thing over and over again any longer. You want something different. When I first got sober, I didn't think the problem was alcohol or drugs at all, really. I thought that I had, the anxiety, the sort of craziness that I had going on internally, the internal conflict that I had going on, the guilt and the shame, all of that was the problem. Okay? All of that was my problem. It wasn't until I got further into treatment, when I was shutting up and when I was listening, that, hey, if you don't pick up, then your chances are better to improve your life, to conquer the anxiety, to learn how to deal with life on life's terms. All those things, the ability to do those things well, or to sort out the problems and to find answers or have solutions, it all increases if I don't pick up. So initially, that's all I did. I didn't pick up. And then after that, I began to shut up and listen. Because my way didn't work. If you get honest, your way is not working. It hasn't worked. So now, it's about trying something different. So until next time, if this was helpful to you, smash the subscribe button, hit the bell so you'll know when next episodes come up, and I'll see you next time.